Yeah, I know that. Because you are.
This is the Bottomline Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottomline Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio.
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottomline Liberia.
And on this beautiful Friday evening, the 17th, the 7th month of the year 2026, we want to say welcome. That's July 17th, 2026. We want to say welcome to the Bottomline Liberia discussions. It's going to be wonderful today because there's a lot of developments happening in Liberia when it comes to governance and how the citizens feel. So we're going to have the panel here to discuss the issue. With me is Francis Muno Mensah from Sweden and Mark Judafa also from Sweden, and I'm here in Norway. Hopefully Paul the Lord Chilipin will be joining us from London. And so, gentlemen, I'd like to say welcome. How are you guys faring from your various ends?
Well, thank you, Linford. I'm doing good. It's good in Stockholm, Sweden. We are just a little bit of heat. The heat is exhausting, So, but no, we live in the cold, so we appreciate every small ounce of heat that we get. But I mean, it's so hot. But otherwise, things are okay. And summertime, you enjoy the sunshine while it lasts. And how are you? How are you in?
Yeah, let me hear from Mark first. I guess you and Mark might have the same situation when it comes to the weather.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the heat here, the reference I said it all. So the heat here is extremely, extremely hot, but we enjoying it for the time being with the 4 months. So the same. I mean, I guess with you in Norway. Yeah, and greetings to our audience as well.
Okay, thank you guys. Like you heard from Francis and Mark, we we are in Scandinavia together, but the heat wave was, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, the heat wave was in the southern part of Europe, but now it's coming north, and it's been really hot this week. But the past 2 days, it's been very terrible. I mean, I got beach right behind my place here, and I went there 2 days. I mean, no, the day before yesterday, I went there, and it was so packed. I mean, you can't find place. Everybody, even the wheelchair people, everybody came to the beach, and the dogs and all were swimming. It was not easy. But then all of a sudden today we had rain, thunder, and lightning striking everywhere around here. Not much rain though, but it was predicted that it was going to rain today, and I was looking forward to that rain. But the situation became worse tonight because the rain was not much, and so I don't know how you call that. The heat rising from the ground. It's very, very hot. It's uncomfortable. But again, like the guy said, we love the heat. You know, when we are in the cold, we can be praying for the heat. But then when the heat is unbearable, then it becomes very bad for us. But all in all, we must be appreciative for what we have, because we got people who live in the desert all the time, and we at least we got up and down. But guys,
Yep.
tonight is going to be very interesting. We have new developments. We've heard long time about this planned July 17th protest, and this protest was organized by Stand, and that is a group headed by the former CDC
Chairman.
chairman for CDC, but he now runs his own organization, pressure group called STAND. I don't know the acronym. I don't know what that acronym stands for, but stands for some sustainable something. So they planned this thing long time ago, and they've been talking about it, promoting it, trying to let the people know that today, July 17, would have been a protest, and indeed it did go on. The protest did go on, but we'll be bringing you some highlights from that protest, whether it was a success or not. We'll be discussing that, and then besides that, everybody will have their own interpretation of failures or success when it comes to this protest. So we'll say welcome to us. If you just joining us, this is the Bottomline Liberia discussions. Again, the team is Mark Farr from Sweden and Francis Monumensa, also from Sweden, and my name is Linford Boy from Norway. Hopefully Paul is going to be joining us. And we're sorry that Chima Kamara could not be with us tonight. He's engaged. But I got cool also, so if I'm talking, I get break up in between, no problem. But we're going to take a quick musical break, and the reason we're taking this musical break is to let you that are just joining us, to give you the opportunity to settle and see what you can do and share the show at the same time. So we're going to play, as usual, our national anthem.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people who us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach. Indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you screw us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people screw us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work, but people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach. Indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw.
You are watching the review of Liberian newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Bottomline Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
And so, welcome again, wherever you are watching us. It's a beautiful Friday evening here, and we want to say happy birthday to anybody who's celebrating birthday, whether you're celebrating wedding anniversary, whatever good occasion it is. We are with you, and we say congratulations. But on the other side, if you are sad, having any side event, we also want to stand with you. And we want to say welcome to our viewers. Viewers, what we want you to do for us is just tell us where you're watching from, and then we can recognize you. It's good to be with you, and because of you, we are here. And let me say welcome to my colleagues once again. Let me start the ball rolling by asking Francis and Mark. This much publicized protest that was scheduled today has taken place, and what have you guys heard from the protest scene or seen from the protest scene? Did you see a protest in the first place? Any of you can start. You are muted, Francis.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I want to say hi to our viewers out there. Share the show and thank you for joining us. First, Lord, the protests, it was streamed, a lot of streaming of it online. I actually have a few glimpses on the OKFM, and Spoon. The 10 hour was not bad though. So yeah, and I will applaud the Liberian National Police and Security Forces for being very much professional in guiding the protesters along the way, despite all the agitations, all the attempts to have the police engage in a more violent way or so. But no, the protest went on, and as we all know, it is enshrined in the Constitution of Liberia. That we, citizens, they all have the right to, to assemble. So in a space, so they did. So that's much I can say right now on the protest, and maybe we'll go into the nitty gritty, the intricacies of the protest along, as we progress along, on the broadcast.
Okay, thank you. At least we all know that protests did actually take place. And Mark, I guess you've been maybe on social media trying to follow this event because this is one of the biggest events in our country, Liberia, in this particular period of time. So every Liberian will want to follow to see what happened, or to hear, or to what unfolded. Have you seen anything that caught your attention during this protest?
Nothing much from my end. The only thing that I pick up is that call it what you want to call it, and even it can be a single person or two or three. It was a protest. That's what I would say. It was a protest, and the police also fulfill their responsibility to protect whosoever that is protesting, be it a person or a group of people. So the police did extremely well in guarding the protester, peaceful assembly, which is also in the Constitution. And there was this thing that I saw the Tewon responding to, and we'll get into that later on. Councillor Gonglo, there was a threatful statement coming from the SG. So, and Mr. Gonglo, Councillor Gonglo was responding to that, which I found was disturbing. But then the police managed to handle the situation with care. And the protester also, too, I must give it to the protester. They were well behaved, even though in every protest, be it even in Sweden, you find few handful of people that will step out of boundary. But at the end of the day, depend on the police. The police work for the people. The police don't work for themselves. That is their constitutional duty to provide protection for the citizen. And I'll stop here as we dive into the topic. Other things will be revealed. But I gave both to the government and the protester. They were well behaved.
Thank you so much. And I think in recent years, from the Ellen Johnson time to President George Weah time and also President Walker's time, we're hearing at least a balanced story from both the government and the protesters. And it's always been like, most protests in Liberia will end violently. We saw that during the Weah administration, the June 12th, was it June 12th? And, the government had to move in, police had to move in to dispatch the protesters with tear gas and whatever. And of course, I'm not saying that this particular protest was not the same like before. There will always be some little skirmishes between the government forces and the protesters, which is very, very normal. Even in America, that happens. So nobody can rule that out. But how it is brought under control and how the situation is handled is what matters. But gentlemen, I will play a clip from there are several clips on social media. So the ones that we laid our hands on, I'll play a few of them, but I'll play this one and then we can look at it and discuss it, and then we'll just before that, what I want us to know is that the protest actually went on. Whether it was a success, it is not our duty. We here to say that. We can give our opinions on it like we have done already. That, it was balanced, the government behaved, the protesters also behaved. But whether it was a success, because the reason why people protest is to pass a message on to the government. So I'll play this clip very quickly, and then we can listen to it and see what happened, and then we'll take it from there and go ahead. Okay, guys, we saw what happened. The protesters were sitting and they were calling for death. They were wishing that President Waga killed them today, they were to die. And then all of a sudden, when the police started moving, and again, let me commend the police, because this trip they did not discharge any canisters from their what you call it, tear gas machine. They did not use any hot water, but they were moving to them physically and saying, "Move, move." I saw this police car. I don't know whether that was pistol in his hand or the tear gas pistol. I don't know, but they were saying, "Move, move." And the same people who were calling for death, they started moving. So this is a show that is not easy to die. But let's go to a serious part of it. We saw the police engaging the protesters and asking them to move, which would not have been done in any better place. They physically hit somebody in this particular clip. I'm not talking about other instances, but the one that we saw here, nobody was hit, and the protesters did not engage the police physically. So can we then say that? Can we then confirm what Francis said before, and Mark confirmed that it was a balanced situation, 50-50 situation from the government side, I mean meaning the police, and from the protester side, because we didn't see any physical alteration right here, or altercation right here. Mark, let me start with you.
Yeah. This protest, as I stated, be it the size, but it wasn't compared to that of the June 12 protest when President Weah just took power like in 7 months into his leadership, and compared to this one, which is after a couple of years, and the size is not the same. So for that reason, it gave the police a little bit edge in managing a crowd. But had it been the same size, I don't think the situation would have been like this. The police, first of all, our police, there are a few elements within the police that are trained in, how they call it, maintaining or responding to pressure. And there are a lot of them that are not that well trained when it comes to how do you uh, respond to this kind of issue. What is your constitutional mandate as a security personnel? You understand? But rather they take matter into their hands because of one person, and then two, forgetting to know that the citizen are the employer of both the police and the leadership. So for that reason, the police always taking one side when it comes to these things that, oh yeah, we are here to protect the leadership, but we don't care about the citizenry, and that also can lead into violence. So when I was talking about it was a success, I was speaking in the context of it being safe and no one was, I mean, injured, like what you talk about, what you made reference to during the June 12, that canister were released and people were injured, people were running here and there. So, yeah.
Okay, Francis.
Yeah, oh man. In summary, the protest went on. I do not know if they achieved the objective because one of the objectives or the major objectives was the president to receive the petition, and it was stated that if a certain group of women that if the president does not receive their petition, physically in person, they were going to naked themselves. In front of, so the president did not did not receive their petition. No petition was presented. So they went back. I think they are going to what do you call it, regroup, because it seems as though that this is a form of being busy for the standard bearer or the organizer of the protest. Uh, so I think we will look. I believe we will see another protest coming up very soon by the same group of people, because I think they want to replicate what happened during the Weah's administration, where protests were organized by opposition and some individual, some pressure groups. But yeah. So basically, it's what it is. I don't know. I cannot emphatically say that their objectives were achieved.
Okay, yeah, and that was where I was trying to drive at. normally in Liberian protests, when protests like this happen, usually you will not have, because the protesters will always say we want to present our petition to the president, and rightly so, because why? The president is the head of the country, and the president is the one who can make things to happen. He can decide what will happen. So if you carry a document, you give it to one minister or one office guy, and the guy will go and probably to that deliver to the president. The president might at the end of the day say, I don't know, I didn't receive it. So that's why the protesters will always demand that they meet the president to present it. But then again, when you look at security protocol, exposing the president to protesters, nobody knows the group, the people in that group. You can have people with different intentions. Somebody can, we have seen some war leaders being attacked. I remember when the Iraqi war was going on, George Bush had a press conference, and one of, I don't know whether this guy was a journalist. I think
Yeah,
he
I
was.
took out his shoes.
Yeah, I took a prayer at George Bush, and George Bush was very good black. So you know anything could happen. So in that group, the protesters, somebody.
If for internet breaking.
Yeah. So I think when we see the security trying to protect the VIP by saying that you cannot come to present your document, I think it makes sense. But in the instance where there will be, you know, altercation hitting people, no, I don't think that's right. But let's go to the July, the June 12th protest.
Yep.
Who's the bad? You want to say something, Mark?
Yeah, Lemford, when it comes to, because I was at work and I was monitoring the social media, and one thing is that the journalists or the journalists' courage that the protests were getting, it wasn't that quite good, because they were reporting from, you had the Spoon, you had the OKFN, the Front Page Africa, and it was just from few minutes to another few minutes to another few minutes to another few minutes. It wasn't something that, you know, one group were giving the coverage and consistent. So it was hard to put together the pieces. And then two, that the president, if the protester never presented a petition and the president never came and received the whatsoever the protester, I think that was a bad. It was bad on the government side to not come and receive. It could be even said the minister of state or the deputy minister of state come down to receive, and that the heat is too much for the old man, and gave one or two excuses. But the idea, receive whatsoever the protester came with to present it to the government, to the president, whosoever that came and represented the president, would have even quiet down the storm a little bit, and that the president would address the issue. I think that would have been a beautiful PR for the whole entire country. But instead of turning your back to the protester, and now they are going to come back again, and who know what force they are coming back with. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, but I mean, Mark, let me just I mean, you just said, I mean, they put the coverage of the protests were in, you know, the coverage were in bits and pieces. It could have been or point in the coverage that they went to present, and probably somebody came down and they refused to you know, to submit or present the petition. I think they were given the opportunity to go as far as the information ministry, the foreign ministry there about. Then there was a buffer zone that I created. I mean, in my security knowledge, I mean, the protester wouldn't be allowed to go into the executive mansion. So there probably was a buffer, you know, created right there. We do not know further details whether somebody came to, you know, to proxy on behalf of the government or the presidency. to receive the protest. I've never seen any courage. I've never seen anybody. I followed OKFM up to the last before the even conversation came on with with Chokon, and he even interviewed this guy Yanti. So so probably there were some attempts made, and the protesters, the leadership decided not to present the petition because the president was not there. But hey, let me say this, the wave of protests in Liberia has become a norm for people to gain political relevance, despite it being their rights enshrined in the Constitution. It has the propensity to derail gains made, the economy being set back. I learned some schools were closed, some businesses were closed today because of the protests. Global protests around the world is not good. Before before mentioning Liberia, countries, developed countries around the world lose billions of dollars a day daily on protests. In Liberia, a countries of that is underdeveloped. I think we should find alternative means of challenging our grievances instead of stalling the economy, the flow of the economy.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. But when it comes to this, then you see, this is the beauty of talking to the issue. But when it comes to this, then I think the government is to blame for the gathering of its citizens when it comes to why are they protesting. They were protesting because of the way the government went about this drugs issue, from the way the security apparatus handled the issue, make the citizen to be concerned that the government was not doing enough and is not doing enough to bring about accountability when it comes to the drugs issue, as to who is bringing the drugs in the country, where is the port of entry when you have security apparatus that got almost $30 million into the budget. So how do you expect the citizen to have gone about it when the drugs is the number one enemy in the country, killing people, children on a day-to-day basis?
Drug are not the only issue they talk about.
Thank you. Okay, but Francis, you don't need to argue this particular.
No, actually, it has seven.
Yeah,
I think there's 17 or 14 counts.
Yeah, all involved. Now, I will give you a short background, and we all can see it from that end. This country is a democratic country with a constitutionally elected president who took oath to safeguard the citizens and the interests of the country. Now, about 5-6 months going, we have foreign troops occupy our land. The president has not come out, at least publicly, to tell us anything, except what his Minister of Information will go and provide on their weekly talk show or weekly information platform. The president has been giving conflicting information when it comes to major events in the country. Number one, right in the president's backyard, in Fuya, there is this allegedly $10 million, and nobody can blame me for attaching any amount of money to it because there's no statement from the president. The president first said he didn't know about it. Then, after the public discussed it for long, he said, okay, yeah, it's a minor reward project. And as of today's day, no minor reward country has come to confirm, yeah, it's our project or to deny that. So it is in a balance. So the citizens are not satisfied, number one. Number two, this particular government seized huge consignment of drugs, and the government is not acting. They are not giving any correct information. So the citizens are saying no, because it is the duty of the government, right, to protect all the drugs in the country is a silent weapon, killing people every day on a daily basis. The youths are being damaged. And this particular government had in their campaign message the fight against drugs. That was one of the campaign messages. So it's equally important for them to act on it. So the same citizens that voted for them are saying, "Look, listen, you told us you're going to fight drugs. Now you cut drugs. Why can't you chase the source of this drug?" Okay. Now some people say, "Oh, we get a long border. The border cannot be manned." Correct. Yeah. Nobody went to the border and found a drug sitting in the bush and get together and say, "Well, we found drugs." They found these drugs at the airport, addressed to a particular group. Okay. And in shipping, you have somebody who will receive the item and somebody who will send it. So all the people names should be on the document of the drug. So if you cut a drugs at the airport, not sitting out on Broad Street or not sitting in the river farm in Habel, you cut it at the airport. You should be able to trace it. The person who have possession of the drug, sorry of course, guys. So people see that the government is dragging its leg. And there are several other things that have been happening that this government is not doing anything about. But when it's in the interest of the government, to move swiftly. Okay. So that's some of the reasons why, especially the drug issue being one of their campaign messages. That's why the citizens are saying, no, we are not satisfied. We want you to probe into the drug. So I don't see any other issue that will prompt the citizens to move if this is not important, because people are being dying and the government does nothing. Though we are not saying that the government is the one killing the people, but the government should be able to treat where you and I are when somebody die, even if they don't catch the person, the government make effort to find out who did it. Okay, but nothing is happening.
Yeah, well, yeah, Linford, to add on to what you just said, I mean, Brother Francis is entitled to his a view or argument when it comes to the issue. How to call it? The first thing here is that this is a government that came on the mantra of drugs is killing our youth, corruption is the number one enemy in the country, mismanagement. Madam Sali brought people from America to pay their mortgages and things in America. I mean, and etc. and etc. and etc. And this same government brought a few people from America and appointed them into to positions, which is not a bad thing. Every Liberian is when called upon to serve your country, it is your national obligation or responsibility to serve your country. But this was some of the same thing the government is doing today was the mantra they presented to the Liberian people. So the citizens are in no wrong when you question the government, the behavior of the government, the economic situation in the country is bad, the corruption, mismanagement is bad in the country. So who do you blame for that? Somebody has to be blamed, and the people you employ to do your work, they must take the responsibility.
Okay, Mike, the issue of corruption in Liberia, there have now been, especially as as it relates to this government, there hasn't been any public publication of corruption being, being what you call it, what you call it, being brought up to light. I'm not saying there's no corruption, no, but it's not like where we used to see in past governments. I mean, there were corruption, case allegations, in the newspapers, X $1 million and so and so, allegedly occurred. Where people siphon government government or funding resources. But the thing is that look, I don't want to sound redundant when we say
but Francis, what are you talking about? What happened to the $20 million road funding project that the government went on when they first took office?
That
The
was
$20
a
million
lurch. The
that
government,
went
the
on.
minister,
What
the
happened to the
minister.
money that the we administration left, and it was giving conflicting account between the National Bank director and the transitional team? What happened to the how they call it a yellow machine purchase that went back and forth until they came out to the librarian pool and started telling them this
There were
person
ever
was
money
responsible
paid for
and
the
this
yellow
other person was
machine.
responsible?
There was
You
no
think we
money
got a yellow
paid.
machine? You think we
There
got
was
a
no
yellow
money
machine
paid.
free?
No.
No.
We
There was a budget. If there
payment.
was a proposed, no, there was a proposed
Okay, so
amount.
are you trying to say that they got a machine free? Are you confirming that they
Listen,
got
no,
a
no.
machine?
At the time, Mamaka Benedict said the mission will cost X amount of money. Yes, that's a fact. But there was no agreement made at the time, and so some what you call it? What we call them? What critics came up with did a check and said that
What will
these things
what will you say about the Banneroo how they call it the $10 million stuff? The $10 million how they call it I don't know mansion being built in local county. What the president said he had no idea about it.
Was it a
Turn it
money
around.
that was it money that was monies that were squandered? That no, we don't. We don't see. You talk about 20 million.
Where the money came from, Francis?
No, that's different. That's no.
Okay, but guys, I think we need to
Where they got the
progress.
money
We need to
from?
progress. Or
Yeah, the 20. Let's talk about it. Let me
protest.
just close on the $20 million because the Minister of Public Works Gideon came and said, "Hey, there were no such money used at the time. We all know that these are sums or figures that were there thrown around because, hey, is used as a propaganda machine, as a leverage to smear the image of the government. There's no facts. There's a team that's a story they want to use. That's the playbook they want to use.
Okay,
the Unity Party people use that same playbook against them, so that's what they want to use. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Moderator.
Okay, but let me just say something, and then we'll transition. We'll play another clip. If you don't fish, tell the fish not to smell. Now, this government is steamed with inconsistencies, whole lot of inconsistencies, and then they don't want the citizens to protest. People question why the people protesting. Those are sufficient reasons for the people to protest. Let me tell you, the Constitution says if we are not satisfied with the performance of our government, it is our right to remind the government through protest. If I'm not satisfied, if 10 people are not satisfied,
nobody taking that away from you. That's a fact.
Yeah, but then
the Constitution.
Why would people be asking why the people protesting? You see?
No.
They should kill all the people like bro before we go protest.
No.
So then why do they question why the people protesting?
No.
Read the comment, you see somebody the question why the people protesting, and we are we are giving reasons why the people protesting. But let me just say something. All the protests that have been happening in Liberia, there is always something wrong with the protest or something right with the protest. The June 12th protest, we saw that the police, the government from their side, they said they arrested Yeke Koluwa car and they saw arms in there. There are this allegation all the time. And then the protesters said the government planted people among them with weapons to be able to attack the leaders of the protesters at that time. and the protesters said they arrested some people with machetes and whatever, or cutlasses to play that in Liberia. So in the protest, there is always something. Either the government planting people, allegedly planting people, or the protesters allegedly having weapons. Today was the same situation, and I'll play the video and let's hear from Moluba Molu, the organizer of the protest, who is also head of the group that called itself Stand.
That was confiscated from the individual and is ultimately a state operative. I want the poor amongst us to cause trouble and cause death. And we are very sure that this village agenda may have inspired all the lies, the fabrications, and the treachery that was visible in the last few days on the lips of Reverend Como, India, and Akuhos. So we will go over to appropriate authorities after declare, and we want a forensic investigation because this is a gun.
You muted Linfo.
We saw the scene game played during the Weah administration, where the government claimed the phone gun in Yaga's car. Today we didn't see that gun. Then at the same time, the protesters said the arrest of men with cutlasses and whatever, or not a men, but a group of people with cutlasses. And so this is always is it something that they do to try to give the protesters bad image or the government bad image? Francis, you security man, tell us.
Look, my man, it's a shame. Mama Modi should be ashamed of himself to even request for forensic investigation.
Why?
Bro, the man got hand all what it gone. What kind of forensic investigation you want? Not many persons hands and fingerprints on that gun from the people who arrested the man, the so-called man that took the gun from the man and sent it over to him. I mean, you're not wasting our time, man.
No, but it could be also the forensic investigation. They're not going to look at fingerprint. They can look at the make of the gun, the make of the weapon, and similar people who have similar weapon in the country. You got no weapon.
And the people say, I mean, mind you, the DDR, the disarmament did not. We still all know it was not fully implemented. People say got guns around the government. The government has listen. Hold on. The government, President Boga, has initiated a scheme that the people who has gone can come and bring it forward, and they'll be granted what you call it clemency. I know people. I know by fact that are going to stay buried around. With issuance of gun, I mean, only security program. You can that guns have the numbers and assigned into. So I mean, a lot of people illegal guns in that country, bro. So when I mean go there, they see what the judge in the country, so they illegal guns.
Because Molu is saying that they arrested the people. They too arrested
where they got?
Huh?
Why they only arrest? Why you show the man? The person arrested.
Security, they got a security too. They will not put it on camera today. So why the government? Okay. Let's.
What are you talking about?
No, but wait.
You gotta. No.
Let's agree to your theory.
I tell them of facts here.
Yeah, but
you got the fruit of the crime.
Yeah, but let's agree to your theory that during the DDR, the disarmament and yeah, all the guns were not submitted. Some people hit their gun. Let's agree to that, hypothetically. So then, we should know the number of guns that the security people have in the country. And if these people who had a gun were indeed arrested by Moro, then these people should be told, the government should be acting very swiftly, because the government, as you just said, the president have been calling on people who get gun to come and report it. So this is an opportunity for the government that, somebody had just brought in gun the wrong way. Somebody had just brought in gun the wrong way. So at least let's be swift to go and investigate it to find out how they got it gun. Irrespective of the fact that this was done during the protest, the gun was seized during the protest, the government should use the opportunity to move in to find out where the people got it gun from, instead of even more calling for investigation. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, it's a fact. I mean, one gun form, I know, illegitimate gun, it's less crime created. I know, acting. I know, less crime being, created or whatever, or maybe acted out there. So we in Sweden and Norway, they're going they're shooting going all around. The police got record all those guns? No. They got grenades going around.
No, the police does not have record. But what the police does is, once they know that they were illegal arms that were discharged, the police moves there to find out. Mark, what do you think about that?
Yeah, the government moved there. So the police, when they know who brought a gun in for the country or whosoever. No. So if someone is arrested, if we were gone, a firearm, that person should be displayed in the public glare. You got cameras, you got everything. Don't dare go bring the gun and say, "Oh, they were plenty." Who knows? Francis, how the gun to kill the president.
You are investigator. You are security man. You are former security man. You are investigator. So if even a model wave the gun and say, "This is the gun we arrested," your job now is to go and say, "Okay, give us a gun." Well, then your investigation start ready. You got the fruit of the crime.
Oh, the man say get a gun to police. You say want to get gun to the national community to give it to. How many hands to that gun were changed?
Forget about the fingerprint. Let's say
you
got the investigation will start from where they say they arrested somebody.
Yeah, but definitely. I mean, that's the case, right? I mean, But now you'll be seeing people. That Mark, you'll be seeing people in the government go after.
The idea
after that, man, you'll be saying, "Oh, that which one?"
The idea that the gun was discovered, it helps to also prevent, some evil from taking place, right? Be it someone was planted among a protester by the government, or someone in a protest had an evil intent, but the idea the gun was discovered, that also helped to prevent and then evil things from taking place. But then here is where the government falls short. The government should have taken charge of the situation. Okay, the protester discovered a gun or Molba Molu, or the gun was handed over to Molba Molu, and there the government should have started an investigation as to who brought the gun and how the gun was discovered. Carry on an investigation. Start your investigation from there.
But I mean, the thing that happened 2 hours, a couple of hours ago.
What you are saying, what you saying is different, Brenza. You're saying that according to your own statement, that a lot of hands are being on the gun.
The forensic aspect of the gun. The forensic investigation of the gun. That was that's what I was talking about.
Okay then. Yeah, when a lot of people's hands are being on the gun, it's very, very hard for you to carry on any kind of forensic. But the gun serial number, there were another kind of how they call it, investigation could take place, and there where they would know if the gun was brought in or if the gun belonged to the government or not, because the government have a roster of how many arms they have purchased from the Madam Sally administration up to the current administration. How many guns have been brought into the country? So
Okay,
if
so
not,
so my not continue on my I just want this is a strong supporter of the Unity Party, Douglas Douglas Pillow, and Douglas lives right there in Sweden. Douglas is saying that the gun is for the police and it was taken by protesters. So he may because he supposed to government, so he may have some information. So gun was for the police and the protesters took it. What is the government waiting for to step in to launch investigation? Because Molba is saying that they
But
arrested the
man, come
guns.
on, man. How many protests they happen today? Do you know the government as we speak?
Wait for 10 years?
Have we speak now? Are we on issue? Do you know the government is conducting investigation?
We don't know that, but we are discussing what happened. Yeah, but we are discussing what happened. We can't wait.
But that's the reason we are discussing the issue.
Yeah, news is current. When
And
you
the thing is,
that you deal with current issues.
what kind of careless police officer is that?
A mob, man. Come on, Mark. I mean, come on.
Was the police officer? Man, come on, black guy. You tell me, man.
A mob situation.
I mean, a garant like you can't, how they call it, be 4-5, and then you go a mob protester, and then you tune and you get disarmed by a protester.
And a mob, it's possible.
Yeah. Come on, man, black guy. Then you lost a guy. He lost a guy.
What you do? You shoot
guys.
people?
So we're gonna take a break.
Not shooting black guy.
we're gonna take a break, and then when we come back, we'll be discussing other issues. There's a lot of things on the docket to discuss. So let's take some kind of quick break here. Let me see. Francis Mensah will be here on tomorrow with.
I took some summer break, so the show will return after the summer.
The next program can take break. And guys, I mean, this is the Bottomline Liberia discussion. We can have serious issues, and then we can also bring in some fun. And this is the only country where I see even the church can take break. Like God can go for holiday.
I mean, that's we got long winter, so that some of that did break from me.
Okay, but Paul will be here on Sunday with the conversation. So let's for those of you joining the first time.
You just add something to this topic. You know what I love about the Scandinavian countries? Pastor doesn't live offered his people, the members of the church. No Scandinavian pastor, except for those how they call it, churches that those Kwasa churches. According to Kwasa churches from third world countries.
You live off the congregation. Only 3 person go to church every Sunday.
Even besides 3 person go to church every Sunday, every time you collect, you gotta report it to the tax office. That one thing. Every dime you collect.
But Mark, the other part of it is that, and sometimes it is goes to African countries, right? Where the pastor is solely depending on, and not only African countries. I've been to Asia.
The pastor living better than
solely depends
from America to Africa.
Yeah, but here
the reason why the pastor got a convoy more than a president. That not fake Nigerian pastor.
The decision is that number one, they got to report every cent that they collect to the tax office.
I mean, let the all break.
Yeah, then number two, they also receive from the state. The church can receive funding from the state, so you can't be getting that money. Then you go the small money the member then bring in, you go take it in. So I think they too can a pastor they too can some kind of way.
But America there's no tax on the church.
Yeah,
that's you got a millionaire easy become millionaire to the church.
But anyway, let's take our break. When we come back, we can continue the discussions.
In a world drowning in noise, where sound bites replace substance, there's a voice cutting through the chaos. Audience with the Lord Chola Play conversation, where Liberians and global citizens tackle the questions we're afraid to ask. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. UK and Liberian time and 9 p.m. Central European time audience with Lord Cholo Play. On the Bottom Line, Liberia explores the issues that keep you up at night. Democracy's future in the age of misinformation. Economic systems that serve people, not just profits. Technology reshaping our lives. Reconciliation, development, and the crisis of meaning in modern Liberia. No easy answers, no tribalism, just intellectual courage, genuine curiosity, and the willingness to wrestle with complexity together. This is for Liberians who refuse to shrink their thinking, who believe nuance is wisdom, who are ready to remember how to think, not just what to think. Audience with the Lord Cholo Play Show. Sunday, 8 p.m. Liberian time. Subscribe now. Join the conversation on the Bottom Line Liberia, because the questions that matter most are the ones we're brave enough to ask.
Okay, guys, welcome again. This is the Bottomline Liberia discussions. Today is Friday weekend, and today is the 17th of July 2027. Unbelievable that we've gone 7 months in a year, and still nothing is happening at the border. We got foreigners sitting at our border. We got drugs everywhere in the country. That huge amount of drugs, 19.2 million. That money, I mean, can you imagine that if that was physical cash that the government fund? Oh man, how happy the government will be. They'll be all over the place running, but they found drugs. Nobody, contraband, nobody is being arrested. Nothing. Or if someone has stolen 19.2 million from the government coffers, you know what the government will be doing? They'll be hunting every house. They'll be breaking doors. They will find out. And this government can engage in a whole lot of things. Few months back, they start breaking people's houses all over the place. They say they come and build alley, they come and build road, and we see nothing happening. So they do. That's what I said from the start. That if you don't want the cat to eat a feed, don't let the feed smell. The government doing all kinds of things. So when the people get frustrated and go protest, then they say, "Oh no, why are the people protesting?" And when it is that right, but let's leave that part. Francis. Is there anything on your mind that you want us to discuss?
Oh no, basically, I mean, there are a lot of intriguing things on my mind. We can take a look at the new legislation that
to create more counties,
districts rather, for representatives. That's an interesting topic.
How do you see it? Is it feasible? You think we should do that now?
Well, constitutionally it says that, but looking at where we are economically for our country, I think we are not ready. We're already spending half our country's budget on salaries for the legislators, and adding additional, I think 15 seats or so, or more. I mean, that is worrisome. So I think that the Senate should not endorse it, should not give it any room, because some of these some representatives, they're not even performing, they're underperforming. They make a lot of money. Well, even where they represent, matter of fact, those places shouldn't even be or consider or congressional or district. Or let us go back. I'm sound naive though, but let us go back in time a little bit. That'll take 2-3 minutes. When we had the 9 counties, we had, I think, one senator at that time, right?
There were one senator and 2 reps.
There was 2 reps. Maryland County.
Wasn't it 2 senators? Because I used to hear
2 senators.
It was 2 senators.
2 senators
and 1 rep.
Yeah.
Sometimes based on the size of the county, or 2 reps.
Yeah, 2 reps, and there's exactly.
Motorado
So
County had the highest number of reps.
yeah, at the time, so let's look at it. So Maryland County had were G in the embedded, were G were embedded into Maryland County at the time, and portion of A were Maryland and portion of A in Grand G
And
then.
Grand G, yeah, River G, yeah.
Yeah, so things were going all fine actually though. I mean, maybe I don't know. I may sound naive, but because I was at a tender age, a young man, a boy, so I didn't know. But why have all these representatives, all these, why have they done for the country, for the various counties? The only thing they have done, they have made few people rich who are taking advantage, who are abusing that. Those slots, representative slots, to enrich themselves and forget about the people. So for me, I'm just making sure. I don't think there's a need that we should go back and have a referendum. The constitution has been since 1986, man. We need to go back and have a referendum on some of these things in the constitution that that enabling people to abuse the country and the citizens. Yeah. So
Okay, but before Mark comes in, I think there are several reasons why, in line with the constitution, why people want to create new districts. Number one,
yeah, that's it. You review the constitution, have a referendum.
One of the major reasons.
Important points.
Yeah, but until we can review the constitution or we can have referendum, it will be as it is. And so we must act within the confines of the constitution. But one of the major reasons why, you see, Liberia, we got some counties that have several tribes, like River G or Maryland County. You got a River, and I think you got some Crew people or something like that. Now, in my own Bon County, we got a Basso, we got a Mano, then we got a Pele. Okay, so if you have a representative for one district, I think Bon County alone has 6 districts, if I'm not mistaken. I come from district number 1, and just in district number 1 alone, we got 3 tribes: the Basso, the Pele, and the Mano. Okay, so if you got a representative for that district, the present representative, I'll just give you an example. He is my relative. Okay, he is the representative, but because he come from outside, maybe the Basso people will say, "Oh, but the representative is not paying too much attention to us," and we think we can also, create our own district once we meet that threshold, because there's a normal citizens that should be living in that part of the district.
And sorry to interrupt you. And this is the nonsensical and how they call it, a part of the whole, not your argument, right? But what they how they call it, they want to have a representation to the legislator or to the legislature. If you want to base that on tribalism, representation by tribe, then you're gonna have more than 500 different, how they call it, a representation to the legislature. So I don't think that should be something where the argument should be about. Yeah, I strongly oppose
that's not a primary reason. But I was just saying that because the reason why, because these people they have already met the threshold, they got a number of, okay, then what can we say about Montserrat County? Okay. To the point where I think district number something across the bridge there, from
Nukuta.
Yeah, going to OU village area there. The people they're fighting to see it. So what people will say, well, the people from the other sector are not paying attention to us, and we got a huge number of people. When government funding comes for the district, it doesn't reach us. So why can we represent ourselves?
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
and this is where the problem is.
That's a major problem.
Lawmakers are not to how they call it, go into how they call it, the legislature to say, oh yeah, paying attention to the people. but rather to how they call it, put proposals on the floor that will benefit the people and let the executive branch carry on the development of every constituency or every county throughout the country. It's not lawmaker that work to go say, oh yeah, bring development to their constituency. No, that's the government. So if they are holding the government accountable and making proposal that the government will work along with them and the country move forward, and they how they call this a production in the country, for example, exportation and importation, everything moves smoothly, and you find development in the area, and they will not go to lawmakers to say, oh yeah, they may not pay attention to us.
And you see, as long as the country, our constitution provides or gives that right that people, once they meet the threshold, they can demand that they should have. As we speak, people from our district number 1 in Ponkani, which is the largest electoral district, are kind of happy because where I come from, the few towns around my town, they are some of the biggest towns in that district. So with this news that they want new district to be created, my people are already happy.
We that can carry on this kind of discussion, right? We have the responsibility here to educate our people, the benefit and the how they call it, the upside down towards these kind of how they call it,
100% I agree with you. 100% I agree with
how they
you.
call it, proposal, because
Yeah,
this
I
is
agree
not
with
the
you,
right
but it's
time.
also the people's right.
It is their
people's right.
constitutional. No, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that it is not their right. It is their right. But looking at the country now, you live for looking at the country now, where basic needs, the government cannot meet the basic need of its citizen. Do you think it's the rightful time now? Because the money you're talking about is one group of people, the money is not circulating. That's why you find things to be bad in the country. One of the reasons the money is in circulating in one corner, and that's with the politician. So if we have the responsibility to educate our people that, okay, you're going to vote for Mark from district number 3 or district number 5. Mark, his salary alone yearly between $150,000 to $200,000. That's just here alone. Then he got police officers assigned with him. He got 2 cars. He entitled to X, Y, Z. At the end of the year, Mark alone, his team, that's $500,000 right there. If you were to put that $500,000 into the same constituency, into the same constituent or county that this Mark is from, by building clinics, hospitals, and schools, within the next 5 to 10 years' time, you'll find out there will be schools, clinics, or hospital within every 10-minute walk of a child or a mother. Instead of voting for one person that will carry the $500,000 just to go into our first branch of government and be causing man, or they be throwing punches at one another. You have the responsibility. It's not the time yet. It is a responsibility. It is their constitutional right, but this is not the time. When you find a government to be big,
okay, but
that's if there's a Mark, look, if these people really meant well or they mean well for the country, you want to be pushing, they should be pushing for a referendum review of the constitution. Some of these bottlenecks, some of these provisions in the constitution that create a burden on the country should be reviewed. That what should be looking at. That what if you really meant, because most of them are
this constitution. Just to add on to references in this constitution, 1986,
they
need to be reviewed.
They're pushing those lines because they want to be comfortable in their districts where they are, so they don't want to create any kind of competition. So
exactly.
They try to create those spaces for them to meet. I say, I repeat again, if these people meant well for this country, our beloved country Liberia, they should be pushing for a referendum. All the provisions in the constitutions that create burden for the people of Liberia should be the review and call it review and restructure, especially when it comes to that threshold or the number of people residing, particular 15,000 or so. No, I mean,
but
the
every
population,
20,000,
our population
30,000,
is growing. The population is growing. So if we remain with this current constitution, we will be having more representatives than even the citizens in the country.
Okay, guys, I think I think one thing we all agree on here is that it is written in our constitution. It is the right thing to do, but this is not the right time. I think what we're looking at is the situation, the timing of the situation.
But this constitution was written by people that people provided those seems you call it suggestions that became law, and when it became constituted. So these people can go back and review these provisions in the constitution that say, hey,
yeah, but I agree, Francis. To do a referendum, do a referendum, the government must first of all accept it.
1986, we said 15,000 people.
Right now, the government is struggling.
2020, at least I think 100,000 people.
Yeah, the government does not have money. The government is planning for election not too far from now, in 2 or 3 years' time. And so all these things, referendum, it costs money. It's very expensive, like elections too. So, and these people, this current group of lawmakers, they make most of the laws to suit themselves. So we expect them to go start changing laws that they got on the board right now that they're benefiting from. So, we are in for a long haul, but let's recognize a couple of people. Timothy Kanga Jr., Alan Ogoe, Cool Boy Feature, Niavo Maye, David Goe, Sidiki Kaba, and Freeman Menkalo Ezekiel. All of you that are joining us, as well as Twan Gray and Douglas Pelo, we want to say welcome to the Bottomline Liberia discussions. Please help us to share the show. Oh, guys, we're not going to be here any longer. So if anybody, Mark, do you have anything on your mind that we can also discuss?
Mark, you frozen?
I think Mark is trying to get his act together. But there is something that I want us to discuss. It has to do with, what is that?
Police director Modu, bring that gun. The police police inspector general RG, we had a press conference. He wanted Modu now to bring the gun.
Okay, I think it will be a new chapter in this whole discussion. Is that the right way to demand Modu to bring the gun, or is it to invite Modu? So true.
I mean, maybe a journalist quoting. I mean, from Africa quoting it. I mean, right way, how you say Modu bring the gun will beg you?
No.
Modu bring the gun.
You can't. Okay, so what if Modu doesn't present a gun?
Oh, but then
I think a journalist article is doing an advice on behalf of the police.
If
but the police
doesn't bring the gun, if he doesn't bring the gun, right? The police clear the authority to go and bring him, may bring the gun.
Yeah, he needs to provide a gun.
Yeah, then the police should begin the process. They should first of all make sure that this gun is available, and you can't tell Modu bring the gun. Because it sounds like, giving ultimatum. Bring the gun.
But why is that? Well, it just should be an ultimatum.
No, but you look at it from a different perspective. Like just a journalist, you've been into that world before. That just a journalist. What is an advice?
A sensational headline to capture the reader's attention.
Exactly. So the police can use any other language, but tell Molu say you have to provide a gun. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So I think that's fair enough. But on this note, I think, guys, the time is fast spent. So we're gonna say thank you to those of us who are with us. And like I always say, without you, we cannot be here, and without us, you cannot just sit and look at your computer or your phone. There must be somebody there talking for you to listen to, and for us to, there must be somebody that we are talking to, because this is communication. Communication has two ways: the communicator and the listener. So it's good that you were there and that we were here. So guys, quickly your closing comment, and then we can take a night off to this weekend.
No, my closing comment here is that I'm a little bit disappointed with Black Cat tonight. Defending after, I mean, there are a lot of things
I
being.
may say I want to say my own.
Yeah, no, but I've been seeing my own. Yeah, the men know that from the time the government
Yeah, but the man talking too. So
from
go
the time,
ahead,
from the
man.
time the government came to power, and the government came on this mantra that, oh yeah, drugs were killing our people, corruption, they will bring people to the book, all the people that are being stealing, that are being embezzling, they will be prosecuted, the 6 auditors that were killed, they will get to the bottom of it, and the 3 missing children, the 3 missing boys, they went on the mantra for a long time. And the citizen now got 70 different, how they call it, say, article in their petition they want to give to the government. And my brother here, how they call it, they're talking about there's no evidence. Where were your own evidence yesterday? And I want to say thank you to our, how they call it, a viewer for following tonight.
Okay, thank you, Francis. The man I say, can say your own.
I would just close by saying that if these legislators mean well for Liberia, let them put for a bill that will review the constitution and have a referendum before the next election. We have 2027. They can put for a bill. They'll do a referendum 2 years before the election, so we can put all these burdensome you call it provisions in the constitution into perspective, so that it wouldn't be any further hindrance to the growth of the country, because the constitution is a hindrance to the country, the growth and development. So on that note, I want to thank everybody. I want to recognize Samuel Jossen Wieser from Germany, a scholarly Liberian and a police officer as well, astute law enforcement officer. So I hope to see you soon, Sam. Wish you all a great weekend and stay blessed.
Man, the police, I'm sitting in the net of the police guy. I'll be careful with the police guy. They can't put hang on my hand. Sam, we'll see you when we come to Germany. But thanks for joining us, Sam, and we hope that you always come here. When I say here, I mean Norway or Scandinavia. You can always come. It's expensive. Well, we hope you always be on the Bottomline Liberia discussions. But let me say thanks to Paul, or to Francis and Mark for making the show a success tonight. Sometimes not what the production you see, sometimes it's not very easy to do it, but it's a lot of work in the background before we can get it, going on. But I want to say thank you guys for your commitment, and I have not been well. I hope you guys will. Those of you who are Christian who believe that prayer can work, I got problem with my knees. I hope you will pray for my knee. I mean, all right before the July 26th. We got one more week at least.
I mean, July 26th, I ain't trying to carry on.
Well, man, the July 26th, I don't know what will happen. Anyway, but in any case, July 26th is coming next Sunday anyway. So in any case. But they say next Sunday, no. The after tomorrow is Sunday, the Sunday after next. So and we hope to see all of you that will be attending the July 26th. If we don't see you, we'll celebrate in your own grand style. Like I said, it was
Black Cat, good night, my man.
Yeah.
Good night, my friend and brother.
And we'll be here we're going to be here on Tuesday, but in the meantime, Paul will be here on Sunday. Francis is taking a holiday on his show. He's not going to be here tomorrow, but you can join him when he gets back. You're going to get the full information when he's coming back. And for all of you who were part of us, we want to say thank you and come back here on Tuesday. We'll be here with a fresh edition of the program. Until then, let's take you home.
Happy ENT, baby. Give me that, to my baby. Boy, give me that. We get swagger, we get dresser, we get Scooby-Doo.